Now let's piss people off. I have 3 books that I do not like. And they're mainly BookTok books, so...
You go first then, babes.
Issy,
I haven't written any notes.
I've written them this morning.
Oh.
They're not even notes, they're just book titles.
Mm-hmm.
If he had been with me...
Stop it.
Let him...
Are you going to read the second one though? I feel like you have to.
I do not want to suffer through that.
It's out in October.
That can stay there in October.
I feel like you have to read it.
I'm not going to, I can't do that again. Why this motherfucker?
Stop it, it's so bad. When he read this book, he was Snapchatting me so much, he was like, this is awful.
Like, why did she think, you know what, I'm gonna wear a tiara every day of my life and walk to school and no one said jack shit.
That is like, why didn't she get bullied?
She should have.
She deserved.
Why did it take the whole book just for the last 10 pages to be the whole storyline?
Yep.
Smushed together.
And it's not a thin book either, is it? It's quite...
It was really thick.
It's juicy.
It's like
I
not
don't
even
have it.
normal book size, is a bit bigger, and it's like, what is the
It's
reason
like
for it?
bigger in size as well, isn't it?
Size
That
or
book
weight.
took 6 to 8 weeks to get to you.
Oh my god, the disappointment I gained from that.
We were
book.
so excited for it. And like, we waited that long because we specifically wanted the lollipop cover. Because the other cover was awful. No, because mine is so controversial, I can't.
Girl, I've got some. One that you're gonna be pissed at, so.
I didn't like Call Me By Your Name.
But you gave it 3 stars, so what does that
gave
say
it-
about you?
Yeah. The ending was kind of the only bit I liked, but the whole book was just like, I don't know how anyone can call that a romance. He was grooming him, for real. And I'm so mad that no one agrees with me.
Gay people function differently. Like...
They're all paedophiles is what I'm getting from you right now. You can't even argue with me, can you?
Well, I've been non-stom, so I can't.
Not even just once. Being a gay in a small city from a young age is like a different kind of trauma.
Let me just piss you off real quick. You've reached Sam.
Wrong.
No.
It's
No,
a
no.
good. It's a good book.
It is not.
Cameron just doesn't like books about straight people.
That's not true.
Books about straight people. That is true.
That is
Every
not
single
true.
book you've read that has a straight couple in it, you've hated.
Why have I liked With This Kiss?
That is an exception.
What did I just read? It was really good as well. I read The Housemaid. That was about straight people. That was fire.
I've heard good things about that, to be fair.
Well, I've heard it's good things about that author, to be fair. So,
Maybe I need to read it.
she's doing something great.
What was The Housemaid even about?
So many things.
You tell me after. Sorry, that was so rude. I hated The Midnight Library. That's one of my book hot takes. Ugh. Everyone goes on and on about Matt Haig and his books, and The Midnight Library is the only one that really appealed to me from the blurb. And I was like, okay, this will be good. It was so fucking boring. For a book that short, it should not have taken me 10 days. It was so repetitive. It did my head in. The book could have been half of what it was. It could have been a short story. It was just the same thing rehashed every single fucking chapter. It was doing my nut in. The worst part is I have another one of his books, How to Stop Time, and I just don't want to read it now because of how disappointing The Midnight Library was. Might just give it to mum. Be like, here you go, you like this author. Because of course she does. She likes Matt Haig. That's my book hot. I think I gave it like 2 stars. Generous.
And then my last one is Girl in Pieces. If you are mentally ill, do not try to fix your life
with a man. Oh. The worst thing you could do to yourself is seek healing from another person.
Yeah.
Especially a man. It's not going to end, but especially an alcoholic man.
Oh, I don't know how people liked it. But I like the cover, like how it's got like those little slashes in it.
Cute.
Like the indents. That's yeah. But other than that, the story, I just weren't for me.
One of my book hot takes as well, especially for the horror community, Cows by Matthew Stokoe. Everyone in the horror community loves that book. It is awful. It is so bad. The writing is not good. The plot is all over the place. And not even in the good fun horror way. I stopped reading it so many times because it was so bad. And none of it really made much sense. And again, not in the good like wibbly wobbly horror way. It was just bad. A lot of the stuff in there was so unnecessarily. Like the really long descriptions of eating shit. But then like the bits that needed long descriptions would be like a paragraph or like a couple of sentences. Like I could have done with more of the talking cows and less of the really gross descriptions of bad food, really gross descriptions of eating shit, baby, the fetus being nailed to the wall and he shoved his girlfriend's head up his dead dog's cooch. No, that was the other way around. He shoved his dead dog up with his dead girlfriend's cooch because she cut the... It was fucking weird. I wish it was more about the slaughter factory and the talking cows because it was like a weird Animal Farm way because they kind of escaped and they were like, oh, we're going to get back at the humans because the men in the slaughter factory were like raping the cows and killing the cows and putting... It was really gross. But if the story had just been that and all the weird other stuff, I could have dealt with it because then it felt like a psychedelic like crackhead fever dream. The rest of it was so unnecessary. I get why it was put there. I get why it was like, oh, this is to watch a man's descent into madness because doesn't know what he's going to do with his life and he grew up with an abusive mother and blah blah blah. And there was a lot of like talk of like, oh, alpha males and the hierarchy of men, and I was like, this is preaching to me in the wrong way. Yeah. It could have been good, but it was not.
Yeah. Any other ones?
I think that's it for now. If we're on about TikTok books, TikTok does recommend some crap stuff. Like, I've read a lot of the TikTok books and some of them just do not hit the way you want them to.
Go away.
Abortion rights, goodbye.